She learned how humans reproduce, then asked if we could try it together. But Nira had learned from other worlds that peaceful places often hid powerful surprises. Nira was not like the explorers her people sent before. She was a scholar, a scientist, a seeker of knowledge. Her people, the Veer, had always been curious about other life forms. But they rarely came close to them. The Veer believed that direct contact could change everything. It could break peace or create danger. Nira wanted to change that belief. She had studied humans for years. She had watched their history through old recordings, listened to their stories, and studied their culture. She had seen how humans fought wars, but also how they healed and rebuilt. She had seen their art, their music, and their dreams. And she had always wondered one thing. Why did humans love so strongly? Love was not a simple thing for the Veer. Their society was built on logic, efficiency, and calm. They had no need for deep emotional bonds. They had no families like humans. For the Veer, connection was a group decision, not a personal feeling. But humans were different. Nira believed that love was the reason humans were so strong. It gave them courage, hope, and a desire to protect each other. Nira wanted to understand it. And she believed the most important part of love was human reproduction, because it showed the deepest level of trust and connection between two people. The Veer considered reproduction as a natural process, but they never studied it in depth. For them, it was simple and unromantic. Humans, however, made it into something sacred. That was why Nira came to Earth. Her ship entered the atmosphere quietly. She used a small, hidden landing module to reach a remote desert area. The place was empty and quiet. No cities, no people, no noise. It was perfect for a secret landing. Nira stepped out of the module and looked at the sky. The stars looked different from her home world. Earth's moon hung low and bright. She felt a strange calm inside her chest. She had traveled far, but she was not afraid. She walked a short distance to a hidden area where her ship waited. The ship was small and shaped like a smooth stone. It could blend into the environment easily. Nira used her translator device to scan the area. It was safe. Then she opened her ship's communication channel. "This is Nira of the Veer. I have arrived." A soft voice replied through her translator. "Welcome, Nira. This is the Veer Council. Proceed with caution." Nira took a deep breath. "I will. I am here to learn, not to fight." The council did not reply. Their silence was a sign of worry. Nira understood. The council did not trust humans. They feared humans would bring danger, but Nira believed the opposite. She believed humans were worth protecting. Nira started her journey to the nearest human city. She moved carefully, using a small cloaking field to stay hidden. She watched humans from a distance. They were busy, always moving, always talking. Some were smiling, others looked tired, but all of them carried something special in their eyes: life. She finally reached a large city at night. The lights were bright and the air smelled like food and machines. Nira hid in an alley and watched people pass by. She saw a couple holding hands. She saw a mother feeding her child. She saw a man helping an old woman cross the street. Her heart, if Veer people had hearts like humans, felt heavy with emotion. She felt a strange warmth. She realized she was not only studying humans, she was learning from them. The next morning, Nira moved closer to a research facility. It was a hospital and a university combined. She had chosen it because it was a place where humans studied life. She believed she could learn more about human biology there. She entered the building using her invisibility field. She walked quietly through hallways filled with posters and charts. She saw human doctors and students working together. They were discussing medical cases, sharing ideas, and helping patients. Nira felt a sense of admiration. Then she saw a sign that changed her path forever. Department of Human Reproductive Biology. Nira's eyes widened. She had found what she was looking for. She moved closer and listened. A professor was teaching a class about reproduction. The words were simple, but the meaning was deep. "Reproduction is not only a biological process," the professor said. "It is a part of human life that connects two people. It is about trust, love, and responsibility." Nira felt a sudden wave of emotion. She had never heard a scientist speak about love with such seriousness. She wanted to meet this professor, but she had to be careful. She could not reveal herself to humans. If they found out she was an alien, they might panic. The Veer Council would be right. Humans were unpredictable. But Nira believed humans could be kind if they understood the truth. She decided to use a disguise. Nira adjusted her cloak and activated her shape-changing field. Her body shifted into a human form. She chose a simple look, a young woman with brown hair and plain clothes. She looked like a student. Then she walked into the classroom. The professor looked up. "Hello," he said, smiling. "You must be new. Please take a seat." Neera sat down. Her heart was beating fast. She felt nervous, but she also felt excited. This was her chance. The professor introduced himself. His name was Dr. Ian Rahman. He was in his early 30s, kind-eyed and gentle. He spoke with calm confidence. Neera liked him instantly. Dr. Ian continued the lecture. Human reproduction is complex. It is not just about biology. It involves emotions, culture, and personal values. People do not just create life, they create families. Neera listened carefully. She recorded every word in her memory device. She wanted to understand not only the science, but the meaning behind it. After class, Neera approached Dr. Ian. "Excuse me, Professor," she said, trying to sound confident. "I have some questions about your lecture." Dr. Ian looked at her with a gentle smile. "Of course, what would you like to know?" Neera felt a strange moment of hesitation. She had not planned to speak directly with a human. She had only planned to observe, but now she was here and she could not stop. "Why do humans connect reproduction with love?" she asked. Dr. Ian paused for a moment. "That is a good question," he said. "Because humans are not only physical beings, we are emotional. When two people decide to have a child, they are making a promise. They are promising to care for that life. That promise is based on love." Neera listened carefully. She realized that humans were not only creating life, they were creating meaning. Dr. Ian continued. "Also, humans are social creatures. We form families because we need support. A child is not only raised by one person, it is raised by a community." Neera felt her eyes grow wet. She did not understand why she felt this way, but she knew it was important. She decided to ask something deeper. "Do all humans feel this way?" she asked quietly. Dr. Ian smiled softly. "Not all," he said, "but many do. Some people choose not to have children. Some choose different kinds of families. The important thing is that humans respect each other's choices." Neera nodded. She felt a sense of respect for this man. He was not only a scientist, he was a teacher, a guide, and a protector. As the day ended, Neera left the facility and returned to her hidden ship. She sat inside and reviewed her notes. She had learned a lot, but she knew she needed more. She needed to understand the emotional side of reproduction. She needed to see how humans cared for each other. She also needed to understand her own feelings. For the first time in her life, Neera felt something she could not explain. She felt a connection to humans. She felt a desire to protect them. She felt a hope that humans were not dangerous but strong and worthy. Neera looked at the earth through her ship window. "I came here to learn," she whispered to herself, "but I think I came here to understand." The night passed quietly. The desert wind blew softly. Neera felt calm, but deep inside her she knew that her journey was only beginning. Because the more she learned, the more she realized that humans were not just a species. They were a story, and she wanted to be part of that story. The morning sun rose over the desert, painting the sky in soft orange and pink. Neera watched the sunrise from her hidden ship. She felt a strange kind of happiness. She had learned many things the previous day, but she still felt that something was missing. She wanted to understand the human heart. She wanted to feel what humans felt. She had studied human biology and science, but she had not yet seen the true emotional meaning behind human life. She knew she needed to observe humans more closely, not as a scientist, but as a person. Neera decided to leave her hidden ship and return to the city. She needed to understand human relationships. She changed her appearance again, choosing a simple look, a young woman with a light blue dress. She walked through the city with confidence. The humans around her did not notice her. She looked like one of them. She walked to a park where families gathered. She saw children playing, laughing, and running. She saw parents watching them carefully. The scene felt warm and full of life. Neera sat on a bench and watched quietly. A woman sat next to her, holding a baby in her arms. The baby was sleeping peacefully. The woman looked tired but happy. She smiled softly and whispered to the child. Neera listened to her words. "Sleep, my little one, I will protect you. I will always be here for you." Neera felt a deep emotion. She did not know what it was called. She felt the strength of the mother's promise. She felt the meaning of love. Neera's translator device recorded the words, but her mind recorded the feeling. She realized that human reproduction was not only about science. It was about trust and care. It was about the willingness to sacrifice for another life. Neera wanted to learn more. She wanted to see the beginning of life. She remembered that Dr. Ian had mentioned hospitals. She decided to visit a hospital, but she would not go alone. She needed someone to guide her, someone who could explain things clearly. She decided to contact Dr. Ian again. She found the university building and waited outside. Dr. Ian was leaving the facility. He looked tired but kind. Neera approached him. "Professor," she said softly. "May I speak with you again?" Dr. Ian looked surprised, but he smiled. "Of course," he said. "Is everything okay?" Neera nodded. "I want to learn more. I want to understand the emotional side of human life." Dr. Ian studied her face. He saw something different in her eyes. Something deep and serious. "You are very curious," he said. "Most students are not like you." Neera smiled. "I want to understand humans fully." Dr. Ian thought for a moment. He seemed to understand something without knowing it. "Okay," he said, "but I must warn you. Some things are difficult to see. Some things are emotional. Are you sure you want to see?" Neera nodded. "Yes," she said. "I want to understand." Dr. Ian looked at her for a moment, then he nodded. "Follow me," he said. They walked together to the hospital. Neera felt nervous. She did not know what she would see. She only knew that it was important. Inside the hospital, the air was filled with the smell of medicine and cleanliness. Nurses moved quickly, helping patients. The sound of machines was constant. Neera felt a sense of order and care. "Doctor." Ian guided her through the hallways. They reached a room with a sign that read, "Maternity ward." Neera felt her heart beat faster. She had never been this close to the beginning of human life. She was ready to learn. Dr. Ian entered the room and spoke to a nurse. "Hello," he said. "This is Neera. She is studying human biology. She wants to learn more." The nurse looked at Neera and nodded. She seemed calm and kind. "Okay," the nurse said. "We can show her, but she must be respectful." Neera nodded. "Of course," she said. The nurse led them into a room where a woman was lying on a bed. The woman looked tired and worried. She held a small hand in her own. A baby was sleeping beside her. The baby's face was soft and calm. The woman looked at her child with a tired smile. Neera felt a strange emotion. She watched the woman's eyes full of love and relief. She saw the way the mother held her baby. She saw the way the mother's hand shook slightly as she touched the child's face. Neera felt tears in her eyes. The nurse spoke softly. "This is a mother who just gave birth," she said. "She is exhausted, but she is happy." Dr. Ian watched Neera carefully. He noticed her reaction. He did not say anything. He understood that she was experiencing something powerful. Neera looked at the mother. "Why do humans feel so much?" Neera asked quietly. Dr. Ian answered gently. "Because humans are emotional," he said. "We feel joy, pain, fear, and love. When a child is born, a mother feels a strong connection. It is natural. It is part of being human." Neera nodded. She tried to understand the feeling. She looked at the baby. The child was small and fragile, yet the mother's love made the child feel safe. Neera realized that human reproduction was not only about the physical act. It was about creating a bond that would last forever. She felt a strong desire to protect this bond. She wanted to protect humans. After leaving the hospital, Neera felt changed. She walked with Dr. Ian through the city. She felt a deeper respect for humans. She felt that their emotions were not weakness, they were strength. "Doctor." Ian spoke softly. "You seem different today," he said. "Are you okay?" Neera looked at him. She did not know how to explain. "I saw something," she said. "Something that made me feel human." Dr. Ian smiled. "That is good," he said. "Humans are not only bodies, we are hearts." Neera nodded. They walked to a small cafe. Dr. Ian ordered tea for both of them. Neera had never tasted human tea before. She took a small sip and felt warmth spread through her body. Dr. Ian looked at her with curiosity. "Why are you here?" he asked. "Why do you want to learn so much about humans?" Neera thought carefully. She wanted to tell him the truth, but she was afraid. She did not know how he would react. She decided to tell him a small part of the truth. "I want to understand the strength of humans," she said. "I want to understand why humans are able to love so deeply." Dr. Ian nodded. "Humans love because we know life is fragile," he said. "We know that every moment can change, so we choose to care for each other. We choose to build families even when it is difficult." Neera listened. She felt her heart grow warmer. Dr. Ian continued. "Also, humans have a special thing called hope. Even in the worst times, we believe the future can be better. That hope is connected to love." Neera looked down at her hands. She realized that her feelings were changing. She was beginning to understand humans not only as a scientist, but as a person. She wanted to stay close to them. She wanted to learn more. But she also knew something else. She knew that her time on Earth was not unlimited. The Veyer Council would not be patient forever. They might send other agents to monitor her. They might even stop her. Neera felt a sense of fear. She did not want to leave. She wanted to stay and learn. She wanted to protect humans. She wanted to be part of their story. That night, Neera returned to her hidden ship. She sat alone in the dark. She looked at the stars. She thought about the mother in the hospital. She thought about the baby. She thought about the way humans looked at each other with love. She understood something important. Human reproduction was not just biology. It was a symbol of hope. It was proof that humans believed in the future. Neera whispered to herself. "I will protect this hope," she said. She did not know how yet, but she promised herself that she would find a way. The next morning, Neera prepared for a new day. She was ready to learn more. She was ready to understand humans even deeper. And she was ready to face whatever challenges might come, because she had discovered something powerful. Humans were not just a species. They were a living story of hope, love, and strength. Neera's mind was full of new emotions. She felt more connected to humans than ever before. She wanted to protect them. She wanted to understand them. She wanted to learn more, but the universe was not always kind. The next day, Neera woke up in her hidden ship and checked her communication channel. A message from the Veyer Council appeared on her screen. "Neera, report immediately. You are being observed by unknown forces." Neera's eyes widened. She felt a cold fear run through her body. She had expected the council to be worried, but she had not expected danger so soon. She replied quickly. "I am safe. I am learning." The council replied again. "Do not interfere. Leave Earth immediately. The human species is unstable. You may be discovered." Neera stared at the message. She felt anger and sadness at the same time. She had spent days learning about humans. She had seen their kindness, their love, and their strength. She could not simply leave. She typed back. "I cannot leave. I have learned something important. Humans are not dangerous. They are strong and kind." The council did not respond. Neera knew that the council would not agree. They were afraid. They did not trust humans. They believed humans could destroy the universe if given the chance. But Neera knew the truth. Humans were not perfect. They had flaws, but they also had a heart. They had hope. Neera turned off the communication channel. She knew she had to act carefully. If the council found out she was still on Earth, they might force her to leave. Neera decided to stay hidden. She would continue her research, but she would be more careful. She returned to the city and continued observing humans. She still needed to learn more about reproduction and the emotional side of it. She wanted to see how humans supported each other in difficult times. That same day, she saw something she had never expected. A group of strange ships appeared in the sky. They were not human. Their shapes were sharp and dark. They moved quickly and with purpose. Neera's heart raced. She watched as the ships descended toward the city. The humans noticed them and began to panic. People ran in every direction. Sirens blared. The city was filled with fear. Neera realized the worst thing she could imagine. Humans were being attacked. She felt a rush of panic. She wanted to help, but she was hidden. She had no weapons. She was only a scholar, but she knew something else. She had knowledge. The ships were not only here to attack, they were here for something specific. Neera could feel it. She had seen the same kind of ships in her studies. They belonged to a hostile alien race known as the Krill. The Krill were known for stealing genetic data. They used it to create powerful soldiers and to control other species. They had done it before. They would do it again. Neera realized with horror that the Krill might be here to steal human reproductive data. They might want to use human biology as a weapon. Neera knew she had to stop them, but she had no power. She needed help. She quickly contacted Dr. Ian. She found his university office and waited outside. She could not reveal herself yet. She needed to speak carefully. Dr. Ian arrived, holding a stack of papers. He looked tired. Neera approached him quickly. "Professor," she said, trying to sound calm, "there is danger. Aliens are attacking the city." Dr. Ian stared at her. He could not believe his ears. "Aliens?" he repeated. Neera nodded. "Yes," she said, "they are here to steal human genetic data." Dr. Ian's face changed. He looked scared, but he also looked determined. "We need to warn people," he said. Neera shook her head. "If we warn people, the Krill will panic. They may attack harder. We need a plan." Dr. Ian looked at her closely. "You are not just a student," he said. "Who are you?" Neera hesitated. She did not want to reveal her true identity, but she knew she had to trust someone. "I am not from here," she said quietly. "I am from another world." Dr. Ian's eyes widened. He was silent for a moment, then he looked at her with a serious expression. "Are you telling the truth?" he asked. Neera nodded. Dr. Ian's voice became calm. "If you are an alien, then you are not like the Krill," he said. "You are different, I believe you." Neera felt relief. She had expected fear or anger. Instead, Dr. Ian showed trust. "Thank you," she said. "We need to protect humans. We need to stop the Krill from stealing genetic data." Dr. Ian nodded. "Okay," he said. "But how?" Neera thought quickly. "I have studied the Krill," she said. "Their ships use a special scanning beam to collect genetic information. If we can block the beam, we can stop them." Dr. Ian looked at her. "Do you have a way to block it?" Neera shook her head. "No," she said. "But I know a scientist who might help. He works at a research lab. He builds shielding technology." Dr. Ian nodded. "Then we must go to him." They moved quickly through the city. The air was filled with panic. People ran in every direction. The Krill ships hovered above, shining bright beams toward the ground. Dr. Ian and Neera reached a lab on the edge of the city. The lab was a place where humans built advanced technology. The scientists inside were working on new energy shields. Dr. Ian spoke to the lead scientist, Dr. Myra Khan. "Dr. Khan," he said, "we need your help. The Krill are attacking. They are trying to steal genetic data. We need a shield to block their scanning beam." Dr. Myra looked at them carefully. She saw the fear in Dr. Ian's eyes. She saw something strange in Neera's face. "Do you have proof?" she asked. Neera stepped forward. "I can show you," she said, "but you must trust me." Dr. Myra looked at Neera for a moment, then she nodded. "Show me," she said. Neera activated a small device. It projected a hologram showing the Krill ships and their scanning beam. The beam was visible as a thin light that collected data from the ground. Dr. Myra stared at the hologram. "This is real," she said softly. Dr. Ian nodded. "We need a shield," he said. Dr. Myra thought quickly. "We can create a shield," she said, "but we need time and resources. We need to build a field that blocks the beam." Neera nodded. "We must act now," she said. Dr. Myra turned to her team. "Everyone," she said, "prepare the shield generator. We are going to protect the city." The team moved quickly. They worked with focus and determination. Neera watched them with admiration. Humans were not only emotional, they were also brave and smart. The shield generator was built in a large area near the city center. It was a tall structure with a glowing core. Dr. Myra explained the plan. "The shield will create a barrier that blocks the scanning beam," she said, "but it will not stop the Krill ships. We only need to block their data collection." Neera nodded. "That is enough," she said. "If they cannot collect genetic data, they will leave." Dr. Ian looked at her. "Do you think it will work?" he asked. Neera smiled. "I believe in humans," she said. "They can do amazing things when they work together." The shield generator activated. A soft hum filled the air. A glowing barrier appeared above the city. The barrier was like a dome of light. The Krill ships noticed the barrier immediately. They tried to send their scanning beams, but the beams bounced off the shield and dissipated. The Krill ships began to panic. They could not collect the data they wanted. They tried to attack the shield, but the shield was strong. The city was safe. The humans cheered. People began to come out of hiding. They saw the shield and felt hope. Neera felt tears in her eyes again. She realized that humans were not only strong, they were united. They were brave, but the Krill were not gone yet. The Krill ships hovered above the shield, waiting. They were angry. They would not leave easily. Neera knew that the next battle would be harder. The Krill would try to destroy the shield. They would try to take control of the city. Neera looked at Dr. Ian. "We need to prepare for their next move," she said. Dr. Ian nodded. "We will," he said. "We will not let them win." Neera felt a strong sense of determination. She knew the battle was not over. But she also knew something important. Humans were not alone. They had hope, and Neera was with them. The city was alive again. After the shield appeared, people slowly returned to the streets. They were not cheering anymore. They were focused. They were ready. They knew the Krill would not leave without a fight. Neera stood near the shield generator with Dr. Ian and Dr. Myra. She watched the sky. The Krill ships were still there, hovering like dark clouds. They were waiting for the right moment to strike. Dr. Myra spoke quietly. "The shield is strong," she said, "but it can only last for a limited time. The energy core is not infinite. If the Krill keep attacking, the shield will fall." Neera nodded. We need another plan, she said. Dr. Ian looked at her. What do you suggest? He asked. Neera thought quickly. She remembered something from her studies of the Krill. The Krill ships had a central control node. If the node was damaged, the ships would lose their coordination. The Krill would become disorganized and retreat. But the node was protected by a strong energy field. It was nearly impossible to reach. Neera looked at Dr. Myra. We need a way to reach the control node, she said. We need to weaken the Krill ships from inside. Dr. Myra frowned. That is dangerous, she said. We cannot send people inside their ships. They will not survive. Neera nodded. I know, she said, but there is a way. We can use a drone. Dr. Ian's eyes widened. A drone, he repeated. Neera explained. We can build a small drone with a special device, she said. The device can disable the control node for a short time. It will create a window for us to attack. Dr. Myra thought for a moment, then she nodded. We can do that, she said, but we need time. Neera looked at the city. We do not have time, she said. The Krill will attack soon. Dr. Ian stepped forward. Then we must act now, he said. We need to work together. The three of them moved quickly to a small workshop inside the lab. The workshop was filled with tools, wires, and machines. The scientists worked in silence. They were focused. Neera watched them with admiration. Humans were not only emotional, they were smart and fast. They could work under pressure. Dr. Myra explained the plan to the team. We will build a drone, she said. It will be small and fast. It will carry a device that can disrupt the Krill control node. We will send it into the sky. If it works, the Krill ships will lose coordination. The team worked quickly. They built the drone in a few hours. The drone was small, about the size of a human hand. It was built with lightweight materials. It had a small engine and a strong signal transmitter. Neera helped by providing data about the Krill ships. She explained the structure of their control node and how the device should work. The team listened carefully. When the drone was ready, Dr. Myra held it in her hands. This is it, she said. We will send it now. Dr. Ian looked at the sky. The Krill ships were preparing to attack. Their beams were glowing brighter. The air was filled with tension. Dr. Myra activated the drone. The drone flew out of the lab and into the sky. It moved quickly like a small star. It flew toward the Krill ships. Neera watched with fear. She held her breath. The drone reached the Krill ships. It entered the largest ship, moving through a small gap in the hull. Neera could not see what was happening inside. She could only wait. Then suddenly the Krill ships began to shake. The beams they were firing became unstable. The ships moved in strange directions. Their coordination was lost. The Krill ships were confused. Neera felt a wave of relief. The drone had worked. The shield was still active, but it was losing energy. The Krill ships were attacking harder. They wanted to destroy the shield before it collapsed. But now they were disorganized. They did not know what to do. Doctor Ian saw the opportunity. We must attack now, he said. We must push them back. Dr. Myra nodded. We will use the shield to protect us, she said. We will use the city's energy to power a counterattack. Neera looked at the city. She saw people gathering in the streets. They were not running anymore. They were standing together. They were holding tools and equipment. Some had makeshift weapons. Others had communication devices. They were ready to defend their home. Neera felt a deep emotion. This was the human spirit. Humans were not only strong because of their technology, they were strong because they stood together. Dr. Ian and Dr. Myra led the defense team. They used the shield to block the Krill beams. They used energy pulses to push the Krill ships away. The city's power grid was used to create a strong electromagnetic pulse. The Krill ships were pushed back. They tried to resist, but they were weak. Their control node was still disrupted. The humans continued to fight. They did not stop. They did not fear. Neera watched the battle from a safe distance. She saw the courage of humans. She saw their determination. She saw their willingness to protect each other. She realized something important. Humans were not only brave, they were united. And unity was the strongest weapon in the universe. The Krill ships began to retreat. They moved away from the city, disappearing into the sky. The humans cheered. The shield still held. Dr. Myra turned to Neera and Dr. Ian. We did it, she said. The Krill are retreating. Neera felt tears in her eyes again. She smiled. We did it together, she said. Dr. Ian looked at her with respect. You were right, he said. Humans are strong. They are not just emotional. They are brave. Neera nodded. I knew it, she said. I knew humans had something special. The city began to calm down. People started to help each other. They repaired damaged buildings. They helped the injured. They shared food and water. Neera saw something that touched her deeply. A young boy was helping an old man walk. The boy was holding the man's hand. The man looked weak, but he smiled. Neera realized that humans did not only fight for themselves, they fought for each other. They cared for each other. That was the true meaning of humanity. That night, the city held a small celebration. People gathered in the streets, they lit candles, they sang songs, they thanked the scientists and the defenders. Neera stood quietly watching the celebration. She felt a sense of peace. Dr. Ian approached her. "Thank you," he said softly. "If you had not helped, we might have lost." Neera smiled. "You helped too," she said. "You showed me the true meaning of humans." Dr. Ian looked at her. "You are not like the others," he said. "You care, you understand." Neera felt a strange warmth in her chest. She realized that she had found a friend, not just a teacher or a guide, a friend. Dr. Ian continued. "Do you know why humans are strong?" he asked. Neera thought for a moment. "Because of love," she guessed. Dr. Ian nodded. "Yes," he said, "because of love, because of hope. Because we believe in each other." Neera looked at the sky. The stars were bright, the earth was safe. She knew the battle was not over. The Krill might return, but she also knew something else. Humans were not alone, they had each other. And they had a friend from another world. The city was quiet now. The Krill had retreated and the shield generator was still active but weakening. The people had returned to their homes. The night was calm and the air smelled like rain. Neera stood on a rooftop with Dr. Ian and Dr. Myra looking at the stars. Neera felt a strange mix of emotions. She felt relief but also worry. The Krill had gone, but they might return. The Veyer Council might also come. They might try to force her to leave Earth. Neera looked at the stars and thought about her home. She thought about her people, her family, and her mission. She had come to Earth to learn. She had learned more than she had ever expected. She had learned about love. She had learned about hope. She had learned about the human spirit. Dr. Ian spoke softly. "Neera," he said, "what will you do now?" Neera looked at him. She felt a deep respect for him. He had trusted her when he did not know her. He had helped her when he needed her. "I don't know," she said honestly. "I want to stay. I want to protect humans. I want to learn more." Dr. Myra looked at her with a serious expression. "The Council will not allow it," she said. "They will see Earth as dangerous. They will see humans as a threat." Neera nodded. She knew she was right. The Council was afraid of humans. They had always been afraid of any species that had strong emotions. They believed emotions caused chaos, but Neera knew something else. Emotions were not chaos. Emotions were strength. Neera turned to Dr. Ian. "Do you think humans are ready to meet other worlds?" she asked. Dr. Ian thought for a moment. He looked at the city below. "I think humans are ready," he said, "but they must be guided. They must be taught to be careful. They must learn to trust, but also to be wise." Neera nodded. She understood. Humans had made mistakes before, but they also learned from their mistakes. That was what made them strong. Dr. Myra spoke again. "We can send a message to the Veyer Council," she said. "We can tell them that humans are not a threat. We can show them the courage and unity of humans." Neera looked at Dr. Myra. "Do you think they will listen?" she asked. Dr. Myra shrugged. "They may not," she said, "but we must try." Neera agreed. She knew that the only way to protect humans was to show the Council the truth. She knew that humans were not dangerous. They were strong, but they were also kind. Neera decided to send a message to the Veyer Council. She used her ship's communication system. She recorded a message. "This is Neera of the Veyer. I am on Earth. I have studied humans. They are not a threat. They are brave, loving, and united. They have shown strength and hope. I ask the Council to reconsider their view. Humans deserve respect and protection." She sent the message into space. Neera waited. She did not know what would happen. She felt nervous. She felt scared, but she also felt hopeful. A few minutes later, her communication channel lit up. The Veyer Council responded. "Neera, your actions are unauthorized. You have endangered the Veyer. You must return immediately." Neera's heart sank. She felt anger. She felt sadness. She felt fear, but she also felt something else. She felt determination. Neera took a deep breath. "I will not return," she said quietly. "I will not abandon humans," the Council replied. "Then you will be removed." Neera knew what that meant. The Veyer had the power to force her back. They could send agents. They could use technology. They could end her mission. Neera looked at Dr. Ian and Dr. Myra. "We need a plan," she said. Dr. Myra nodded. "We can hide you," she said. "We can protect you." We can build a new identity for you. You can live among humans. Dr. Ian looked at Neera with concern. That is dangerous, he said. If the council finds you, they may attack Earth. Neera nodded. I know, she said, but I cannot leave. I have seen what humans can do. I believe in them, Dr. Ian sighed. Then we must help you, he said, but we must be careful. We must prepare for the council. Neera felt a strong sense of gratitude. She realized that she had found not only friends but allies. They worked through the night. They built a new identity for Neera. They created new documents, new records, and a new life. They chose a simple name for her, Nia Raman. She would live as a human student, a researcher, and a friend. Dr. Myra helped her find a small apartment in the city. Dr. Ian offered to be her mentor. He would help her learn more about humans and their world. Neera felt a sense of peace. She was not alone anymore. The next morning, Neera walked through the city as Nia Raman. She felt different. She felt human. She felt alive. She saw people smiling, talking, and living their lives. She felt a deep love for this world. She felt a desire to protect it. But she also knew that the future was uncertain. The Krill might return. The Veer Council might send agents. But Neera believed in humans. She believed that humans were strong enough to face any challenge. A few days later, Neera received a message from the Veer Council. The message was short. Neera, we are monitoring you. You will be returned soon. Neera felt a cold fear, but she did not show it. She knew she had to be ready. She decided to take a step that would change her life forever. She visited Dr. Ian's lab. She found him working late at night. He looked tired, but he smiled when he saw her. Neera, he said, what are you doing here? Neera took a deep breath. I want to ask you something, she said. Dr. Ian looked at her carefully. What is it? He asked. Neera spoke with honesty. I want to stay on Earth, she said. I want to help humans. I want to learn more. I want to protect them, but I cannot do it alone. I need your help, Doctor. Ian listened. He did not interrupt. Neera continued. I also want to ask something else, she said. I want to understand human love fully. I want to understand how humans connect. I want to learn from you. Dr. Ian looked at her with surprise. You want to learn from me? He asked. Neera nodded. Yes, she said. You have shown me the true meaning of humanity. I want to learn more. I want to understand how humans build bonds. Dr. Ian looked at her for a moment. Then he smiled. I will help you, he said. But you must be patient. Human love is not something that can be learned quickly. It is something that grows over time. Neera nodded. I understand, she said. Dr. Ian paused. He looked at her with a gentle expression. Neera, he said. If you truly want to stay, you must promise me something. Neera looked at him. What is it? She asked. Dr. Ian spoke seriously. Promise me that you will always protect humans, he said. Promise me that you will never use your knowledge to harm them. Neera smiled. I promise, she said. I will protect humans with all my strength. Dr. Ian nodded. Then you are welcome here, he said. Neera felt a deep emotion. She felt accepted. She felt loved. She realized that she had found a new home. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Neera lived as Nia Raman. She studied humans, taught students, and helped in the lab. She became a part of the community. She watched humans grow. She watched families form. She watched love blossom. She watched hope spread. And she knew that her decision was right. One day, while Neera was walking in the park, she saw a small child playing with a toy spaceship. The child looked up at the sky and smiled. Neera felt a warm feeling in her heart. She realized that the future was not only about humans or aliens. It was about unity. It was about understanding. It was about hope. Neera looked at the sky and whispered softly. I will protect this world, she said. I will protect humans. I will protect hope. And far above, in the quiet space between stars, the Veer Council watched Earth. They did not understand humans, but Neera did, and that was enough.